Hello and welcome to another of my monologues. I'm in my edit studio at the moment and I'm just putting together another of the English couple episodes, and I'll show you a little bit in a minute. So we were talking about digital IDs, and loads of people were commenting and watching that particular video I did, and there seems to be a huge stance against digital IDs, which is fantastic. And if this is the thing that will wake up a lot of other people who were perhaps asleep or had their head in the sand or didn't want to listen to the conspiracy theories or theorists or the tin foil hat wearers and all of that lot, maybe this is the thing that will actually garner them into some sort of action, or at least thought process. And I've got more to say about that, because this actually could be an answer that we are looking for. I think it's the end of the old regime and that a new regime is coming. But I think this will give us a dividing line and something that actually will be of benefit. And I'll explain what I mean, because it's not what you think. But before that, I want to say thank you to all the people who have been incredibly supportive about our land project. And yes, I think some people didn't quite get the joke yesterday or the day before when I put the video out saying, have we made the biggest mistake? Of course we hadn't made the biggest mistake. It was really, in some way, a bit of a test to see how many people actually watch the videos, because you find that a lot of people see the thumbnail, watch the first 30 seconds, and then quick to comment, oh no, Richard, no, don't give up, don't do this. Oh yes, we told you it would be hard work, we knew you wouldn't be able to go through with it. And of course they didn't watch all the video to see that Julia and I had actually been on the land doing some stuff, and we loved it. And actually, in actual fact, no, our muscles were not aching, and it was just a joke. It was a joke to see if people would watch the whole video, and clearly some people didn't. They kind of felt for it. But anyway, that's life. But if you didn't see the end bit, you would have seen how much we've achieved in the last few weeks by just getting onto this land, clearing it and starting to do things. And yesterday, Julia and I were in the process of hanging a gate, and well, little teaser, because it's Friday today. Tomorrow the first episode will go out, but a little teaser for the land project before I talk about digital IDs. Have a look at this little piece. It's always good fun when you come up with issues. We had another problem.
Yes.
Because we realised the post that goes in here to receive the bolt of the gate to keep it shut was not the post that receives the bolt.
For this particular gate.
It actually has a little latch on it for those sort of click open
automated
gates.
Closing, so you could just push the gate. And
latch.
Yeah, that's it.
A latch.
Yeah.
And we realised that it was the wrong bleed one. So we rang them up, said, have you got one of these? Yes, but it didn't look right somehow.
Well, the thing with the automatic latch was that it was just too high. So it was completely, it was too high.
Yeah.
We wanted to know over on the phone whether the slot on the other post was at the same height as the latch, or whether it was appropriate to this here bar.
Well, anyway, we've resolved that, and you'll be able to watch that in one of the episodes forthcoming. Back to the digital IDs and why I think this could be actually quite useful for those that want freedom. So if you've got to have a digital ID to get on the internet, if you've got to have a digital ID to get in touch with your bank, if you've got to have a digital ID to go to work, if you've got to have a digital ID to basically do anything with the government, anything with officialdom, anything with utility companies and anything with like that, but you don't want a digital ID, you might think, well, what are we going to do? They've got us in the trap, that there's no way out of this. But of course, you always have a choice. We don't have to go down that route. For one thing, if people say, well, I am not going to have a digital ID, that means I can't work, that means I can't pay your tax. and they'll lose revenue that way if sufficient numbers of people did it. Not that that's really going to bother them, because they can print the money anyway, and I don't think it's about money, it's about the control they want. However, so this will force people, if they really do not want a digital ID and they do not want to be forced into a particular way of life that is really quite slavish and surveilled and controlled, with everything that you do notified, and the ability to spend money curtailed at the whim of some jumped up person, then clearly the choice is that we have to go in the opposite direction. That if you don't want a digital ID, you've got to then think, right, okay, we're not going to have a bank account in the way that we've had it before. People will need to set up a new method of dealing with money, because if the money is over there and it's all controlled and it's a slave thing and all of that, and we don't want it, perhaps sufficient people will get together and say, well, actually, we need now to start trading in a different type of money, whether that's Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency, or gold or silver, or even potatoes, seeds, pigs, cows, wood, timber, whatever, bartering system, whatever it is, anything to be out of that system. Same with all the utilities, same with everything. It will force people to make that choice. And I think that's a good thing, because for Julia and I, as you've seen, it's about getting back to the land and growing things. For many people, it may be ditching those jobs where you have to be a number, just like in The Prisoner with Patrick McGoohan, and people may not want that. And in fact, it may be the beginning of a new world, a new way of doing things, because that old system is now just unacceptable. And if that means a bit of hardship at the front end, while we start to work out new systems, which is free, without the surveillance, having our own type of cash, having our working for ourselves, taking back responsibility, not dealing with the big corporations. I mean, eventually they'll go under, because if remember, it's a choice. They've made it very difficult. They'll say it's mandated and you've got to have it, but of course you don't have to have it if you're prepared to say goodbye to all that convenience, goodbye to all that controlling, goodbye to all that surveillance, goodbye to Big Brother watching over me, and actually we start to do things for ourselves. I think that in many ways it would be a great opportunity. Those that get back to the land and start to grow can help people with food. Those that want to set up related businesses, and I've said this many times, whatever it might be, to support each other as small family businesses, as small independent individuals, and the people on the land and what have you, if they're all working together, not as a commune, but independently, and we get a network of people, we could be in a separate system on this earth, which we have every right to be. Their system is for those that want to be controlled with their digital IDs and nonsense. Our system is for real people who want to connect and get back to family-run, loving situations in which there is passion, morals, ethics, good quality of living, peaceful living, under the sun and on the earth in this amazing place. And we'll leave them over that side to fester. That's my thought. I think this could be, if you look at it like that, instead of looking at it as a glass half empty, let's look at it as a choice for something new. And it may be uncomfortable, I grant you that, but the rewards in the end will be far better. Thank you for watching. English Couple on the channel will start tomorrow. Take care. Until then, goodbye.